So you can make the case that Daredevil is not just a good superhero show, but just good television, period. It transcends its genre with rich storytelling, grappling with themes of morality, faith, justice, and with characters that feel achingly human and spiritually complex. With that in mind, I am ranking every season of Daredevil, including the latest installment from Daredevil Born Again. And I want to be clear, this show doesn't really have that bad of an apple in the mix. Like, every season is good. But someone has to come in last. Coming in at number 4 is the latest installment of Daredevil Born Again, Season 1. This season had ambition, and I respect a bold swing. But this season also had the most obstacles that it had to jump through. This reboot slash continuation picks up about 7 years after the events of Daredevil Season 3. And we see some major shifts and some major shakeups, including the lack of presence of some major side characters, Foggy and Karen. And we get a fresh cast with mixed results. Now listen, there was major drama behind the scenes producing this season. Like, they were halfway through shooting it or something whenever Disney decided to fire the writers and directors because it just was not going in the direction that it needed to go. And then they did a creative overhaul, which resulted in shooting a new pilot, doing a bunch of reshoots for most of the middle part of the season. And it's not really until the last 2 episodes that we see the vision of the new creative team. I think they likely realized that they needed to go back to the roots a bit with the grit and groundedness of the Netflix show and bring it into this one so it all felt a bit more cohesive and like the Daredevil that we know and love. And while I do think that this team managed to actually salvage something really good out of all of that production chaos, it does still show. The editing is choppy in places, the tone is at times inconsistent, and there's quite a few side characters that are pretty underbaked. It's a miracle that this show is as good as it is given everything that it had to go through to get there. But I will say, because of the unevenness of it and the loss of some core dynamics, it just doesn't hold a candle to what came before. The last 2 episodes set the stage for what we could potentially expect in Daredevil Born Again Season 2, which they're already filming. So I am excited for this next season because I have a feeling it's probably going to be more cohesive than what we got in this season. Moving on to number 3 is Daredevil Season 2. Season 2 came in hot, riding the high of that stellar first season and also giving us one of the best rivalries of the MCU with Daredevil and the Punisher. Those first 4 episodes are amazing. You've got Matt and Frank on a rooftop having these gut punch, compelling conversations about justice, vengeance, and grace. And you can feel Matt struggle with his faith and his calling. He's trying to balance being a lawyer and a hero and a human. And meanwhile, Frank is handing out judgment like it's free communion. The action in this season is fantastic. The stairwell fight with the chain is iconic. The prison brawl with Frank is brutal and brilliant. This season knows exactly how to punch you in the face and make you think it. Where it dips a little, though, is the back half. Once Matt's toxic ex Elektra enters the chat, things start getting a little messier. The plot with the hand doesn't really work. It loses a lot of that spiritual and emotional resonance, and it starts to get a bit chaotic with all of the ninja shenanigans, and it loses its groundedness. They were also trying to gear up for the Defenders, and it felt pretty forced. So while it starts with fire and thunder, it doesn't quite keep the momentum toward the end. This season is still good, but not the best. Coming in as the runner-up, I have the one that started it all, Daredevil Season 1. This is the season that introduced us to our beloved character of Matt Murdock. immersed us into Hell's Kitchen, and introduced us to one of the most captivating villains, Wilson Fisk. From the opening episode, the tone is set with cinematic lighting and deep shadows and richly colored shots. I mean, it made us realize what had been missing from other versions of live action superhero shows because every frame felt intentional. But what truly sets this season apart are their performances. Charlie Cox embodies Matt's torn soul with so much grace and grit, and Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin is chilling, fragile, romantic, and monstrous all at once. Kingpin is definitely in the conversation of being one of the most developed villains in TV history. And y'all know I have to mention the hallway fight. That one-shot, real-time battle changed the game. And it's not just that scene. Every fight sequence is clear, wide, and choreographed to match Matt's unique combat style. Plus, the relationships hit hard. I liked the dynamic between Matt and Claire. And Wilson Fisk and Vanessa, their relationship is weirdly moving. I mean, they had me rooting for their romance. This season laid the foundation with beauty, brains, and bruises. But as good as it is, there's still one that even surpassed this divine debut, in my opinion. Coming in at number 1, I have Daredevil Season 3. As of now, Season 3 of Daredevil for me is the GOAT, even if the first 3 episodes were a little slow. It takes everything that worked before, but elevates it. No more shenanigans from the hand, just pure character-driven storytelling that cuts deep. At the heart of this season is Matt's identity crisis. He's grappling with loss, with faith, with whether he even wants to be Matt Murdock anymore. This is the most spiritual Daredevil has ever been. You feel his doubt. You feel his anger toward God. But you also witness grace seep back into his life through friendships, purpose, and choosing mercy over vengeance. And the villains in this season slap. Wilson Fisk is back, more terrifying and manipulative than ever, and Dex, aka Bullseye, is an absolute menace. A perfect physical threat to Matt, but also deeply broken himself. And the fight choreography is next level. I'm still not over that prison escape scene with that one-shot insanity. But more than that, the character arcs here are satisfying. There's restoration, there's growth, there's a sense of completion that's rare in superhero shows. So that is my ranking of the Daredevil season so far, from the production miracle turned actually pretty good of Daredevil Born Again to the soul-searching brilliance of Daredevil Season 3. I will say, I think that Daredevil is a shining light of what can happen when a superhero series aims for the heart and not just the hype. So let me know in the comments how you would rank the Daredevil seasons. And if you liked this video, then like and subscribe for more movie and TV content.